VirtualizedGeek's Tech Talk, Episode 14, VMware Cloud. Listening to Episode 14 of VirtualizedGeek's Tech Talk. This is Keith Townsend from VirtualizedGeek.com. Tonight we're going to talk about, held off actually a day from the normal recording session to specifically talk about VMware's announcement of their virtual hybrid cloud. This is actually a pretty big deal. It hasn't been really getting a lot of tech press. There was a ton of other announcements with the changes with VMware during the last VMworld. They announced their vCloud initiative, and the industry kind of, at least the tech industry and the tech news kind of washed over that announcement. But it's actually a pretty big deal. If you're not already aware, VMware has a pretty extensive partner network of cloud providers that includes providers such as Verizon, Terramark, some really big hitting data center providers that partner with VMware to offer vCloud type integration or vCloud based clouds that allow you to basically, in theory, seamlessly extend your infrastructure from your own data center into a public hybrid cloud model. VMware last month, or during the last VMware rather, announced that they'd be rolling out a hybrid cloud service, which is basically a service that would compete with their own providers. So not necessarily their higher level partners such as Microsoft, Puppet, and those guys, but the Terramarks, the Verizons, and whoever else, I think they were bolting 100 plus partners that ran some type of vCloud compatible installation. So VMware would be directly competing with these providers. We looked over their announcement. There was really no surprises. They announced pricing, and the pricing wasn't anything that took me by attention. It was mainly the concept that they would be specifically challenging their own partners. This is similar to Microsoft entering the hardware business with the Surface tablet, and Apple just being Apple and just what they call Sherlocking all of their application providers when they choose to go into a market that one of their partners already are in. One of the interesting statements though from the VP of Cloud for VMware was the uptake of cloud computing in the enterprise. That enterprises are very open to the concept of doing cloud applications or SaaS type services. But when it comes to infrastructure as a service, I think Amazon has yet to crack the enterprise nut. Rackspace had very disappointing revenues when it came to their OpenStack, which is specifically geared towards moving their enterprise customers away from their traditional high profit hosted model to a high or lesser profit, but still high profit OpenStack model. If you've read quite a bit, if you haven't missed, quite a bit has been written about OpenStack and AWS, specifically Rackspace's OpenStack competing on price or price war with AWS. And I think VMware is taking this time to highlight how enterprises are really not interested in the type of developer-focused enterprise as a service offering that OpenStack and AWS and the like offer, and how enterprises are much more interested in doing things, delivering IT in the cloud the way that they do in the regular enterprise. Basically taking a workload, whether it be an email server, a database server, any other shrink-wrapped application, and taking that workload, which is a server-based workload, and moving it from their data center and into a cloud. This is kind of the vCloud model. The ability to take your workloads, virtualize them, and deliver them via a measured service measured self-service infrastructure such as vCloud. What's interesting with the announcement with vCloud Hybrid this week is that they're actually also trying to have a dual play where they speak heavily towards those traditional enterprises that want to continue to deliver IT services in a workload or virtual machine based fashion, and the new, for lack of a better term, fangled applications that deliver cloud via applications specifically written for cloud. You know what? I was hoping that they would actually not only announce vCloud today, but actually have the early beta running now, or the early adoption running now. Early adoption or the early preview actually doesn't start until next month. So I'm a little bit disappointed. It kind of indicates that it's not quite ready for prime time, and there's a few other kinks to work out before they release it to those of us that would critique the product maybe a little bit before it's ready. Well, you know, it's a short presentation tonight, or a short tech talk tonight. Not a whole lot to talk about, unfortunately. Again, I was hoping to get a kind of a heavy preview of the solution, but we didn't get that in the form of an early beta. We'll talk next week. Thanks a lot.